So Curtis, what do you think of the Washington Post article I sent you about the election? And any thoughts about it from a Swedenborgian point of view?
The first thing I thought when I saw it was like, oh yeah, I remember this, because it's like, it feels like often this happens where there's this giant, oh my gosh, this election was a landslide and it's this referendum. I remember being at the university where I was going to school when Obama first was elected, and this guy next to me was like, this was a mandate, because there was like so much swing to the left. Everybody agrees, like the thing everyone agrees on is politics aren't good. Like everyone's like, oh, I don't like, I saw this poll in that thing that you sent me where 55% of people don't like the Democratic Party and 54% don't like the Republican Party. So like more than 100% of people don't like either of the parties. Everybody says, oh, politics is corrupt. So if everybody agrees on that, why? I mean, what are some of the specifics of corruption? And I was thinking about, there might just be a little too much of people in politics rather than functions and ideas. Swedenborg talks about the role of office in government is the service that it provides rather than who's in it. But when we look at modern politics, it's very much about who's in it. We're so focused on the people, what's happening with the people. Like when I think back to, that I was telling you about that time, the guy said, oh yeah, this is a referendum when Obama first got elected. I don't remember what issues they were dealing with, like what laws were being passed or whatever. It's just like which people are in which positions of power, and that's kind of how we define what's going on, is which people have gotten where. And they just, when they're running their campaign ads, I don't remember really any campaign ads being run on ideas. I mean, primarily it was just like, look at this thing, this person, these are this particular person's scandals. This person did this person, like, this is why this person is a slimy person, so vote for me. It's so people focused that the actual policy, the function of it kind of takes a back burner. Swedenborg would say it's all providence, like all these, the way all these politics shift and move is providence, but we don't know why. It's not like, some people will have like a really simplistic view of God, like, okay, well, God doesn't like this, so he sent this hurricane at America. Like it's a act and react, but we don't know how providence is moving. You don't know why. So all you can do is kind of say, all right, so we are where we are and there's some good reason for us being here. Now, how do we continue to work towards a harmony? The common good is the basis for everything. I mean, that everybody should have in their mind the common good. And so everybody that is going to be in politics, common good, and everybody that's going to be outside of it, common good. And if we can all be thinking about that and creating an atmosphere in which that is revered, I think that you could kind of relax some of this. We just have a dysfunctional sort of relationship with elections. It's like, you think about two people who are in a relationship, and if there's so much drama, it's always like, you did this to me, this is horrible. Oh, no, you did it. It's kind of how it is with politics. It's like, we elect one party-ish, and then 2 years later, we're like, oh, we hate you, we're gonna elect this. Then 2 years later, oh, we hate you. That's a little, and the extremity of the campaign ads, and these people are so sleazy. That's a dysfunctional relationship. That's what a dysfunctional relationship looks like between two people. So, is a microcosm of the macrocosm. In the Swedenborgian worldview, everything, communities function like people on a larger scale. So if the larger person is dysfunctional, it's just like a individual being dysfunctional or a relationship. So providence. You don't know why these pieces are in place. Some people are excited about the results of the election. Some people are disappointed. Some people don't really think about it or care. Either way, there's some reason for where it is now. And just like in your individual life, you can be looking like, okay, something went the way I wanted it, something went the way I didn't. What should follow either of those is now how do I do the next best thing? What's the right thing to do? What's the next best thing to do? So if you take that tact and then you can move forward on that, and hopefully just remembering that it's the human race. We're really, really divided, but it's the human race. We're trying to do what's good. And people disagree on that, and there is selfishness at play, but you don't know where it is. You don't know anybody's motives. You can think, okay, there's these group of people who act in a way that I don't like, and so I'm upset with them, but you don't know if they're actually trying to do something that they believe is right. So the more we can kind of relax tension, and have if the large political conversation could better mirror a functional conversation between two individuals that are having a disagreement, that would create the right climate. And then I think there has to be the right soil for the right plants to grow. So that's what we're trying to create. So those are some thoughts on the Washington Post.